Straight for Florida, Fox Weather's Britta Merwin in Tampa.
Right now, the trajectory of this storm, the angle of approach, could be worst case scenario for Tampa Bay. We're talking about a life-threatening storm surge, which is why evacuations have been called. In fact, when we arrived yesterday, we had to switch our hotel 3 times because the hotels were evacuating. This storm is just getting into the Gulf of Mexico. Things are going to unfold quickly. The conditions are going downhill tonight. And wherever you are tonight in the state of Florida is going to be where you are riding out the reality of what Idalia could be lashing out.
After Florida, the storm's on track to hit Georgia and the Carolinas. Surveillance video shows the white supremacist who killed 3 black people in Jacksonville, Florida, went to a different dollar store first before being chased from Edward Waters College by a security guard, then the shooting at Dollar General. President Biden.
White supremacy is a poison. It's a poison. It's been allowed to grow faster and fester in our communities, to the point where the intelligence community is determined, the U.S. intelligence community is determined that domestic terrorism rooted in white supremacy is the greatest terrorist threat we face in the homeland.
The president at a civil rights event marking 60 years since the March on Washington. No word on a motive yet for a shooting at the University of North Carolina. A faculty member is dead. A suspect's taken into custody 3 hours later.
Campus Police Chief Brian James said they hope a conversation will reveal what happened.
We really do want to know the why in this case and what led to it.
There were no other injuries reported. The building where the shooting happened is closed as more evidence is gathered. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The Biden administration announces the first 10 drugs targeted for direct Medicare price negotiations with the manufacturers. Among them, the blood thinner Eliquis. Pharmaceutical companies are suing over the new negotiation strategy. America's listening to Fox News.
Let's face it, talking about life insurance is never easy. But after we watched a close friend lose her husband with no insurance, we decided that wasn't going to happen to our family.
Yeah, but shopping for life insurance can be almost as difficult as talking about it.
But then we heard about Ethos Life Insurance. They're a new kind of life insurance, built for people on a busy schedule who don't have time for unnecessary doctor's visits, fine print, or hidden fees. You know, who want to keep it simple.
I couldn't believe how easy it was. We answered a few basic questions, and within minutes, we had an estimate of what it would cost and what sort of policy made sense for us.
I never imagined a life insurance could be so affordable.
And accessible.
The peace of mind knowing that our future is secure, it just removes a lot of the fear around getting older and...
Yeah, the unexpected.
I'm glad we talked about it.
I'm glad we went with ethoslife.com.
Go to ethoslife.com now for your free estimate. That's ethoslife.com. ethoslife.com.
A federal judge in Georgia says he'll decide as soon as possible on a request from former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to have his trial in Georgia moved to federal court. Meadows is one of 19 co-defendants, including the former president, charged with crimes related to trying to overturn Joe Biden's 2020 election win in Georgia. Meadows testified on his own behalf at yesterday's hearing, defending his participation as legal and part of his federal job. White House says President Biden will mark the 22nd anniversary of the 9/11 attacks at a military base in Alaska.
It's a first for an American president not to physically be present in New York, Washington, or Pennsylvania. Now, the White House says he'll commemorate the day with first responders in Alaska coming back from a trip to India and Vietnam. Now, the White House is downplaying the location by noting that Presidents Bush and Obama went to Walter Reed or the South Lawn, technically not ground zeros, but this is not likely going to sit well with the thousands of 9/11 family members already incensed. The administration is considering a plea deal to spare mastermind KSM and the 4 others the death penalty.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. New rules are being proposed by federal regulators aimed at shoring up oversight of the banking system.
The Federal Deposit and Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, is expected to propose new rules overhauling how large regional banks prepare for their own failure. They're looking to strengthen oversight of the banking system following a string of collapses this year that included 3 of the largest in U.S. history. In a speech earlier this month, the FDIC chair said the proposal would likely require banks of $100 billion or more in assets to issue long-term debt that could absorb bank losses before depositors and the FDIC's Deposit Insurance Fund do. It could also require bank recovery and resolution plans to give the FDIC more options when overseeing a failed bank's receivership. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Stock futures are down ever so slightly ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. Best Buy's quarterly profits topping most analysts' expectations. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, the Dart container plant in Urbana closed by the end of the year. Company said the closure due to declining production value. Around 135 people expected to lose jobs there. That facility has been open since 1972. COVID-19 cases remain low in every county in Illinois. However, the Illinois Department of Public Health reports wastewater surveillance detecting rising COVID activity. The IDPH is closely watching COVID data and also monitoring other respiratory viruses ahead of the fall and winter seasons. The CDC is expected to issue guidance next month and the newly developed COVID boosters for fall. Impact Life hosting its annual blood drive at the Illini Union throughout the week. Organizers deciding to move indoors due to extreme heat conditions. They said a period of low donations caused low inventory for O positive, O negative, B positive, and B negative blood types. Thanks to all those who give blood each year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you can save an average of $889. The Brian Hansen State Farm Agency is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Champaign-Urbana. Call 217-344-1900 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual household savings based on 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Good morning. It is Tuesday. I am Stevie Jay, and this is meteorologist Greg Solier, who's up and semi-alert at this hour of the morning.
Very alert. But by 7 or 8 this evening, forget about it.
Hey, listen, there are a lot of names that begin with I. Irene is the first thing.
Yes.
Idalia? Who names hurricanes, Mr. Solier? I mean, that's...
that'd be the World Meteorological Organization. Idalia.
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 All right.
My understanding of it.
Well, we've got something to watch here, and things are intensifying down there, and we'll get that coming up here in a second. Our weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District. For all your information, urbanaparks.org, meteorologist Greg Solier. So, around here it's beautiful, but boy, I'm watching this thing go through Cuba, and looks like it's going to be some kind of a storm here, huh?
Yeah, we've got very, very much two storms. One very photogenic, very symmetrical, and that's usually an indicator of a rough one, and it's a strong Cat 4 and at times 5. That's Franklin, by the way. None too far away from Bermuda, but tracking northeastward away from the U.S. mainland. But over the past probably 12 hours or so, boy, rapid development once and finally Idalia has made her way out of the western tip of Cuba and a track to the north and northeast. They're ordering mandatory evacuations around the Tampa area, some of the counties surrounding there, and points on southward with some of those storm surge, probably totals of 10 or 15 feet, and probably a foot of rain easily into areas from Orlando on northward. And it will be probably somewhere east and southeast of Panama City, north of Clearwater, Tampa, somewhere in that Big Bend area where it bends around into the northeastern Gulf of Mexico, where we anticipate landfall. And then kind of warbling its way around maybe towards Jacksonville and then back into the open waters over the Gulf Stream. So it may be coastal Georgia, Myrtle Beach, the Carolinas, the Outer Banks. It gets its western flank before moving out to sea over the next 3 or 4 days. Once we get these systems to flare up in the tropics, our weather turns absolutely quiet. A lot of heat, though, more humidity. It's a real midsummer weather pattern, despite getting ready to roll into September. Comfortable, though, this morning, 55 Willen and Savoy. Later on today, forecast high temperature, up around 81. Weak system to our north may generate one lone shower late this afternoon, early on this evening, down tonight to 57. Sunshine, 76 tomorrow, 77 Thursday, Friday up to 83, upper 80s and low 90s, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and maybe the next inkling of a thunderstorm in here due in Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I want to retract something, Gregory.
Yes?
I don't know any other women's names that begin with I outside of Idalia and now Irene. Anybody have any names that begin with I? I spoke too soon. I looked this up. There are no women's names that begin with I. Just FYI.
What? No, wait a minute. Irene.
Irene's the only one. I got Irene and name another one. Inez.
Isidore.
That's common. Okay. But I think the I's just one of those every year they got to come up with, and I think we've used Irene 100. Anyway, Adelia is something we're going to watch.
We're trying to spread the wealth and, and nomenclature and all that togetherness stuff, I think, is what the World Meteorological Organization. And of course, if you get into, superstorm mode, like, Katrina, that name gets retired. So,
okay.
Hopefully nothing like that, though.
Did you say it's possible it's going to touch a 4 or 5?
Well, that's Franklin. There's 2 of them out there, and it's probably going to be a strong Category 3 or weak in quotes, 4. Probably a strong 3 Adelia. But Franklin has been spinning his wheels out there, looking pretty mean, but nowhere near landfall anywhere. But I tell you what, Franklin has been teeter-tottering between a strong 4 and at times a Category 5. So those waters are bath-like. They're 90, 92, 93 degrees. If you get away from the wind shear or the wind strength up aloft, you can fire something up. That's why I think we need to keep an eye in that southeastern Gulf, southwestern Atlantic basin here going forward the next few weeks.
Okay, Jake says, how about Isabella? I had a dog named Isabella, because that's a good one. And then
that's right there. There you go.
Iva Lou. I've not heard of Iva Lou. Somebody else texted.
No, not here. No.
Okay. No, and your kids don't begin with I, and they're 2 boys anyway.
No. Jacob and Christopher, and it's easy for us to remember. So I'll call the roll once in a while when I'm trying to figure out who's who around here. So.
All right, partner, we'll keep tracking. Thank you.
See you next hour.
That's meteorologist Greg Solier. So we're at 57 right now, so pretty nice. Hey, Diane's not feeling her best, so she's out again today. She went to the big Muhammad festival, and I think sang too much or something. Anyway, it was quite the event, Muhammad, so that was fun. So anyway, she's not here today, but I am, and we got a Stever I'll tell you about. I don't know if you heard last night, but it started. Jay Lehman Hour is back on the boys show from 3 to 4. And then Isaiah Williams, the great wide receiver for Illinois, will be on from 4 to 4:30 or 4:20 every Monday. Yesterday, it was kind of mixed up and things changed. So what happened is Jay Lehman, Lonte, Derek Piper, and Isaiah Williams. And I thought Derek he really asked a good question here. Here's how it sounded, and here's what you can hear on the drive on Mondays beginning yesterday and running through December.
Isaiah, just for fun, let's say Jay suits it back up and he's playing the mic, all right? You catch a slant, and now you can burn it with the speed and you can shake it as well. Do you just try to outrun him, or you dance with him a little bit before you make your move?
I'll probably dance with him a little bit. just because it's Jay. Just because it's Jay, I'll probably dance with him a little bit, then turn on the burners.
Well, here's the thing. When you're as stiff as me as a Midwest Mike, you got one shot on a guy like Isaiah, and you hope you guess right. You ever see linebackers break down on guys like Isaiah, and it always seems like they go the opposite direction they're supposed to go, right?
Right.
It's because they give you that little dead leg stick in the ground. You know what I'm talking about, Isaiah. You stick it over to the right, and it looks like you give a little head nod that way. I dive there, and then all you hear as a defensive player is the crowd go, "Oh,
we missed him.
He missed a tackle." That's the worst sound for a defender in college football. Like, wow, I missed a tackle in front of my mom and 60,000 fans, and Isaiah just got 8 more yards worth of yards after catch. So I hated guys like Isaiah, especially when they put you at the number 3 receiver. We call that the slot receiver, basically, but the number 3 receiver, and they match up a Midwest Mike like me on him.
Yeah.
Such an unfair match. Wouldn't you say, Isaiah? You probably salivate when you see a guy like me out there.
I ain't gonna say that.
Okay.
But that's one of the things as an OC. Trying to find your receivers to put them in matchups with linebackers, safeties, putting them at number 3. Yeah, that's most definitely something that will be most likely an advantage. But you was a great linebacker, All-American linebacker, also. So.
Well, I appreciate the hype, man. I appreciate a old guy like me, as 20 years ago. It feels good to see somebody say that.
Yeah.
I mean, from a state triple jump qualifier like you.
That's Isaiah Williams talking with Jay Lehman and Lon and Derek every Monday. It'll be Isaiah in the 4 o'clock hour. Jay will have the 3 o'clock hour. Then we're repeating 3 o'clock and the 5 o'clock. So a lot of people going home from work get to hear the energy of Jay Lehman, who's off the charts. All right, 7:14 ESPN 93.5. I'm glad you're listening. It has been a long baseball season. for the St. Louis Cardinals. Adam Wainwright actually pitched great and could have won. Cardinals couldn't get any runs. 0 for a million with runners in scoring position.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and last night at Busch Stadium, Adam Wainwright was going for career win number 199. He pitched well enough to get it. He just didn't get any support.
Only one run allowed by Adam Wainwright. It's as good as we've seen him in a long time. The curveball was better, and he's up against a pretty good lineup, too. The Padres have not played well this year, but they can still swing the bat, and Waino is good. Paul Goldschmidt hit a home run for the Cardinals, but the Cardinals bullpen gave up some runs late, and the Padres win it by out-hitting the Cardinals 12-4 and outscoring them 4-1.
Garrett Cooper drove in the second run of the game against Andre Palante. That made it 2-0 at the time. Paul Goldschmidt hit a home run, but 2 runs in the ninth inning for San Diego salted the game away 4-1. Blake Snell with the win, Josh Hader with the save.
And an all-2-comment story for the Cardinals, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
And over the last 7 games, the Cardinals are 5 for 45 with runners in scoring position. Zach Thompson pitches tonight. We're on the air at 5:50.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Yeah, and then Milwaukee went into Wrigley Field and beat the Cubbies 6-2. Cubs are in the wild card, but it's just a game out now, a game ahead. It's tight. I mean, Cincinnati's in play. The Giants are in play. So here we go. It's getting tight in the wild card race, and the Cubbies now 5 games back in the Central. It looks like Milwaukee is running away. All right, we're still thinking football now. It's all football this week because Illinois plays Toledo 6:30 on Saturday night. Brett Bielema came to the microphone yesterday.
These guys have really been a joy to work with. New additions. We had 40 guys going to fall camp that had never been with us through a fall camp. We probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, 25 guys that will take their first snaps as Illinois football players on Saturday night. And a lot of that goes into, obviously their preparation, how they do things, but now to get it all coordinated and kind of play in a way that you need to play to beat a team like Toledo. Toledo's a very good football team. Obviously picked to win the MAC again, and Coach Candle has done a tremendous job ever since he took over and has won more games in that league than anybody else. So a very difficult task in front of us. One I think our guys are excited to play.
Oh, we're excited for him to play. We want to see Illinois play Toledo. It's Toledo's going to win the MAC, folks. They're a good football team. They got a quarterback that can embarrass us. So we're going to have to be ready to go to take on those Rockets of Toledo. But we're hoping, and I think everybody's excited to see how we look. How's our quarterback look? How's the front seven? What are the defensive backs going to look like? So we've lost so much. Anyway, excited about that. Hey, I have a Stever coming up. I'm going to give you a chance to go somewhere. Stand by. I'm going to pay. I'll give you the details here coming up in just a moment. Our weather brought to you by Carl. Visit carl.org. Mr. Solier once again with our weather forecast. 718 in downtown Philo. ESPN 93.5.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Delightful spell of late summertime weather continuing on in our midst here as we head on through the rest of the work week. Big change in that weather pattern expected over the Labor Day holiday weekend and into the first week to 10 days, perhaps 2 weeks of the month of September. It's a late season heat wave weather pattern across the area. Little if any organized moisture as well. Speaking of an excess of moisture, Idalia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area. Late night tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. And then skirting the outer banks of the Carolinas and coastal sections too, with wind, high seas, and surf then out to sea. Back this way, there may be a stray shower late this afternoon, early on this evening, otherwise becoming partly cloudy. 81, becoming fair tonight, down to 57. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow, and about 76. Upper 40s and low 50s tomorrow night. Sunday, 77 on Thursday. 83 on Friday. Upper 80s to around 90 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
At Busey Bank, we're proud to serve our local community through financial guidance and community investment. Offering sound advice and actionable insight, Busey builds financial strength, supports homeownership dreams and offers customized lending strategies, connecting with our neighbors to build stronger communities. UC Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Best Buy is reporting an upbeat quarter. Sales declined, but not at the predicted pace. J.M. Smucker made more money than a year ago. Also, discount chain Big Lots says though it lost money in the period, its sales were holding up better than forecast. China-based electric vehicle maker NIO is reporting a disappointing quarter, though the company is expressing optimism about the business turning around. 3M's board has approved a $6 billion settlement of earplugs supplied to the U.S. military. Veterans have sued, alleging the earplugs fail to protect their hearing from noise damage. And Alaska Airlines will now use biometrics to verify your passport before you take an international flight. Your digital ID will be stored on your mobile device. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, and this is Perino on Politics.
Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom, returns to Fox News Audio with a brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will be thrilled by the return of a familiar voice, but with a fresh spin as Dana guides audiences through the 2024 election cycle. Make sure you subscribe to this series wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
The sounds of Candy Foster and the shades of blue. Candy Foster has driven to Philo, Illinois. Candy, you're legendary around here, brother.
Oh, yeah. I was told that several times last week, and I said, you know what? I finally realized that they were giving me a compliment.
Well, you've been at it a minute, haven't you? You've been doing this for a little while.
Yeah, pretty close to 60 years.
Man, Candy Foster, and you told me your age. I don't believe you, but I just don't believe you. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you just said you're 85.
That's right.
Candy, you look 65.
Well, thank you.
You look like you could beat me in a race right now.
Well, I don't know about the racing, but I'm still getting around, still doing my thing. God bless me, has blessed me in a lot of ways, especially, to be able to do the things I love to do.
Well, you're doing it, and you're still doing it. Isn't the key is staying active, keep doing stuff?
Yes, I really do believe that. Matter of fact, I even got a part-time job.
What?
Yeah, I work at Carl.
What? I heard you're the best employee they've ever hired. That's what I heard.
Yeah. I was the only one that said that, but...
Candy Foster is in studio here. Legendary musician, jazz player, just a good man. You had a scholarship. Tell me about what this is.
Yes, started a long time ago. I would say about 10 years ago that I decided that I really wanted to try to do something to help people like young people that's trying to get into business of music and so I said, well, that contains of a lot of things. So I decided to do a thing like arts and entertainment and sponsor that. And I talked to Parkland people that, and they said, okay, we on board. Let's just do the scholarship thing.
All right. So how do people, and how much is the scholarship? Do you know?
$500.
All right. That'll go a long way at Parkland College now.
Yeah.
So how do people apply for that, Candy?
Well, they apply through Parkland.
Okay.
All I do is try to make the money. Make the money it.
That's why you're Carl.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, that's again, you just love the arts enough to say, I want to try and help people. And right. You know how hard this is to be a musician.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
It's not easy.
Oh, I was telling people if I had to do it at this day and age, I could not do it because I don't have the education for it, and to do that because back when I was coming up, you just, you freelanced and you went with what.
But why would you need an education? You're gifted. You can riff. You can go. You can just play, can't you? You just
yeah, but the music world is gotten so big and so surrounded by a lot of stuff. It's like recording, videos, all kind of stuff, man. So, and the business.
Yeah.
Now you know that.
Well, you just hand the kids your phone to fix it, right? I mean, because all the technology that's available.
Yes.
I mean, what's happening? The AI, this artificial intelligence, Candy. People can record people while they're alive and make a record when they're dead. I mean, what is that?
Yes.
What? Wait a minute. It just doesn't sound right.
Especially for people like us, we're thinking about that. No, that's impossible to do.
I mean, it is remarkable. How many gigs do you think you played? Any idea the number of times you've put it together and done a show?
Oh, you mean over the years?
Over the years, 60 years. You've been 1,000 shows?
Oh, yeah. At least that. I never really thought about how many.
But you've done consecutive years since you started, right? You've always been out, right?
Yes. Well, I took a little sabbatical, but back when I say 98.
Took a break?
Yeah, for a hot second. Because I had opened up a business. I had a little bar.
Okay.
For a while. And that went on for a couple of years. And so I found out that wasn't as easy as I thought it was.
No, it's not. Candy Foster for a couple more minutes. The scholarship is Candy Foster Scholarship. It's $500, Parkland College. You can go through Parkland's website, find scholarships, apply for Candy Foster's. If you're a musician and arts, you're an artist, you want to apply for this, I would recommend it. Why not? Ted just texted in and said, who were your influences growing up, Candy? Who influenced you?
Well, I had a lot of people in I don't know if anybody realized it, but I was born and raised in Danville, Illinois. And there was a lot of musicians around there, a lot of talent around there. As you well know.
A lot of talent came out of Danville.
Yeah.
You're another one that came out. I mean, Dick Van Dyke and Gene Hackman, and there's a lot of people.
A whole lot of them.
A lot of musicians out of Danville.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, I learned from those people, my peers and all them people.
Yeah.
And then my mother was a jazz singer.
No kidding.
Yes. So
had to be a big influence seeing your mom sing.
She did a few things with Bruce Randolph and all them people. But anyway, then later on in life, Ray Charles and people like that, Lou Rawls.
Oh boy!
How low could Lou Rawls go? Man?
Oh man,
he could go.
How low can you go?
Candy Foster, I really appreciate you finding our studio, coming all the way to Philo. I appreciate you a lot, and thank you for all the times you've entertained us all, and all the minutes and time and effort it takes to be out on stage, and you're still doing it, and I hope you're still doing it till you're 100, Candy, and beyond, man.
Well, I do too, but I want to thank Stevie Jay and the radio station for having me and my people, constituents. Like, I've been having a real good luck with guys like Mike. I got a little staff of people that
Mike Bly, who kind of said,
yes. That they really make this go, and we're trying to raise the money. We're going to try to do two $500 scholarships.
Well, maybe people want to give to the scholarship fund. Probably haven't set that kind of thing up yet.
Yeah, so
trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah, well, Parkland has a system on that, and they, because it's a qualification stuff where you got to be in school and you got to do this.
Sure,
keep up your grades and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, you're a good man. I can tell you're a man of faith too.
Yes, Yes.
And Candy, as we age, that's what's going to help us get through anything, right?
Yes.
We've got so many problems. Divine intervention is the thing that will change everything.
That's right.
And we've got that, and Candy Foster plays it through his instruments, man. You can feel that. So way to go being a legend. Bubba, I appreciate you. Brother, it's great to see you, and you look fantastic, man. I'm putting you on my camera. There you are. There's Candy Foster right there. You're on Facebook Live, YouTube channel. We got everything going on video. People are going to look at you and say, that man's 40. That man's 40.
Yeah.
Come on, Candy. Listen, brother, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And God bless you, and keep up your music. Keep going. Keep working. Never quit.
September the 3rd, Sunday, Alto Vineyard. We're going to be doing live entertainment all day long.
That is coming up Sunday.
Yes, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Alto Vineyard, Candy Foster, Blue Shades, 2 to what time? 2 to
6.
2 to 6. 4 hours. You can still play 4 hours, man. What do you?
Yeah, well, we're going to have a lot of help. We're going to have 2 or 3 bands going to be playing.
All right, we'll stay in touch and come back with the instrument we play on the radio or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Might even get you to sing.
Well, there you go. We'll get to something going on here. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you for having me.
The great Candy Foster, ESPN 93.5.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctors, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency in 46 counties, ordered the evacuations in 21 counties as Idalia sets sights on the Gulf Coast.
We have a hurricane now, and we do expect this storm to intensify in the next 24 hours to a major hurricane, Category 3 or even a 4.
That's Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. The storm expected to make landfall as early as tomorrow morning. Tampa International Airport grounded all flights today as the storm rolls in. A March 4th trial date has been set in Washington, D.C. for former President Donald Trump's election conspiracy trial. It's a day before Super Tuesday. And police are searching for both the weapon and the motive in a shooting at UNC Chapel Hill that left one faculty member dead. A suspect is in custody but hasn't been identified. Classes are canceled today. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. FBI dive team continues to help out the Decatur Police Department. Dive team finished its dive operations at the site southeast of Rees Bridge Road. They recovered a handgun, magazine, ammo from this area. FBI is attempting to recover evidence that's been discarded in the Lake Decatur. Agencies moved to Basin 2 of the lake. Asbestos to blame for staffing relocated from a Champaign fire station. It was discovered earlier in the month by a contractor servicing the water heater at Fire Station 4. The 2 fire companies that operate out of Station 4 have been temporarily located to Fire Stations 5 and 6. Learning can be difficult for kids and adults who struggle with reading and comprehension. Illinois libraries and community literacy programs are receiving more than $27 million from the Secretary of State's office to help everyone succeed. 14 groups across Central Illinois region receiving money to help address unique needs for people of all ages. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District's Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champagneparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Toronto, Champaign, and Van Avis. Saturday, pleasant spell of late August and late summertime weather continuing on in the short term. A big warm up and a pattern shift back into that heat wave weather pattern mode beginning over the holiday weekend and beyond. Otherwise, tropics across areas of the eastern Gulf very active. Idalia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area the next 24 hours or so with heavy flooding, rain, and seas and surf, and then a glancing blow into the outer banks of the Carolinas down through about Myrtle Beach, then back out to sea. Weak weather system through the upper Midwest may generate a shower out here later on this afternoon and evening time. Partly cloudy skies develop. 81 the expected high is 57 tonight. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow. Northeast wind 76, 77, and a sun-filled Thursday into the lower 80s on Friday, upper 80s and low 90s as humidity builds Saturday, Sunday, and the holiday Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
ESPN 93.5, it is Tuesday, and I'm so glad and thankful you are there listening to us. Our Stever offer, the program where I, Stevie J, give you money, and you take it and spend it. 2 requirements: you have to spend my money within a week, and then you have to do your little survey that my wife Janet wrote because she's a market research analyst, and it's really helpful for the owner. PDR Automotive, complete vehicle inspection. I'll pay for it. If it needs anything, I'll kick another $100 in for you to get your oil change or whatever. PDR Automotive, John Marshall and his team, fabulous at what they do. It is something I'm paying for today. Complete vehicle inspection at $100. Go to GoStever.com. GoStever.com. You can enter for your chance to win. She is a former national YR chair and GOP National Committee woman living in Maryland, where we caught audio of her last meeting. It's Nicole Ambrose, all alone in Maryland, the last Republican woman, I believe, in the whole state. How are you? How are you doing, Nicole?
I am great. How are you, Stevie J?
It is awesome. You heard the crickets, so we're still working on you getting out of Maryland or bringing in more Republicans. Any chance of that?
You know, I'm so at home with the crickets. Why would I want to change anything? My new soundtrack, Stevie J's Crickets.
Hey, listen, so Donald Trump's going to be in court about 364 days next year. He might get a day off for Christmas, but this is getting past silly from the standpoint of what they're doing. They're putting March 4th as a date right before Super Tuesday. This might backfire in some way, don't you think?
Oh, I think this has gone beyond the absurd. You're absolutely right. So we have these 4 criminal trials, 91 total federal counts at the moment, right? 91 counts. And the judge, if this holds to March 4th, this D.C. judge will be the first show to go on trial. We do have to expect that President Trump is, going to test all of these trials on the concept of presidential immunity, which is going to take it up to the Supreme Court. And so this March 4th date will probably be delayed. But right now we're looking at 2 of these trials in March, the second one being the New York trial at the end of March. But, if you look at the transcript from what happened in the courtroom yesterday in Washington, D.C., it's absurd and it's frustrating, and it completely defies the concept of blindfolded justice, which you see on the steps of the United States Supreme Court. The judge said things such as, she's going to treat Trump like any other person. Yeah. She compared him to a professional athlete. She said, if a professional athlete had, dates, I wouldn't care about that. But then for her to choose March 4th, the day before Super Tuesday on March 4th, March 5th, where a huge number of delegates to the National Convention are chosen, which will determine the nominee, is obviously a very political date, a very political move. Furthermore, if we believe in the concept of due process, the prosecution said they currently have 12.8 million with an M, documents to present in this case, and that could grow. Can you imagine being told you have to prepare a defense on 12.8 million documents and be ready to go by the beginning of March?
Listen, Nicolene, they're trying to get a quick conviction. The appeal will take till 2027, but that'll be far after everything. So that's the whole deal. Convict him, which he has a really high likelihood of being convicted. Can you imagine in Washington, D.C., where you have 95% Joe Biden support, one guy that may get on the jury that likes Trump? Do you imagine what his life will be like if he doesn't go with the crowd? No, he'll get convicted. It just doesn't seem right or fair. And I don't know if you've seen, I think Jesse Waters, or maybe it's I can't remember what show last night had it, but it had the clips of these African Americans empathizing and feeling that Trump's being treated like they've been treated, and they want all their friends, to vote for Donald Trump now.
Oh, I actually think this absolutely flies in the face of what the Democrats are trying to do here. By taking a mugshot of Trump, fingerprinting him, putting it out there for the world out of Fulton County, Georgia, where Bonnie Willis said, "Oh, I will treat Trump like anyone else," and yet is trying to dramatically move up the date of his trial. By the way, if you are a regular criminal defendant in Fulton County, Georgia right now, you are looking to a trial 1 year to a year and a half out. And once again, Trump is not being treated like any normal person. But certainly in cities where you have large numbers of people who have dealt with the criminal justice system, I think it absolutely helps Trump, because people say, hey, he's just like me. It's not fair. It's not been fair to me. I can relate to the guy.
Well, now they're talking 14th Amendment. He can't do it. He tried to insurrection. How far will the Democrats go to keep Donald Trump out of the White House?
So here's the thing. It could work for them, but it could totally backfire for them, right? And, I'm just going to go back to some of the, absurd, ridiculous things that were said in the courtroom for this first case we're looking at. Trump's lawyer had a bunch of great quotes. He said, Trump is not above the law, but he's also not below the law. He said, prosecutors wanted a show trial. He said, this request for this quick date, especially given the 12.8 million documents, he called it absurd and ridiculous. He said the question is whether or not one man, one U.S. citizen, gets a fair trial or not. And once the judge assigned this March 4th date, he said, the lawyer for Trump, Laura, said, quote, I feel that date is inconsistent with President Trump's right to due process. So the question everyone has to ask themselves, whether they're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat, is do you want to live in a country where your political enemy can be wrapped up and their life ruined because they're of a different party? Once again, it doesn't matter whether or not you agree with them or not. Do you really think this is due process? And conversely, let's say you're a huge supporter of Joe Biden. Do you want Republican state's attorneys and district attorneys to start filing case after case against Joe and Hunter Biden for the millions of dollars they've taken from America's enemies, for the millions of dollars that they've raked in, for abusing the power of the federal government and throwing investigations off course? Do you want these going on in little red jurisdictions across this country?
Yeah.
I sure hope not.
Hey, Nicolene, before I let you go, do you think Donald Trump, if Joe Biden wins from the basement, somebody texted into Jesse Waters, couldn't Trump win from the courthouse? This is everything we are doing is unprecedented now. It's just completely new history and new waters. And how does this look and how does this feel? Does this set the precedent? So now a Democratic president's going to have to be indicted. What's the path here?
I think it's really scary. And I think that is actually these 12.8 million documents of everything Trump has ever said or done is a great example of why there is this concept of presidential immunity, that anything you can and say and have done will be used against you. So this is going to be a really interesting argument for the Supreme Court. But I would absolutely have to bet that your average American, and I sure hope the super majority of Americans don't want their country going down this path. It's scary. Yes, it's unprecedented. But what at this point separates us from any third-rate banana republic? It's scary.
Well, it is. Nicole Ambrose, how can people find you?
Oh, it's Twitter or X at Nicole Ambrose, on Facebook at Nicole USA.
Yeah, support her. She's the last person in Maryland for the Republican Party. We appreciate you.
You are so sweet. But I have to tell you, we had fun at the presidential debate last week. That was fantastic.
Were you in Milwaukee?
Sure was.
Wow. Where were you sitting?
I was on the floor, and I was so proud of that group of candidates just doing a great job debating the issues as it was so substantive, way different than, say, the 2020 Democrat debate where the biggest excitement was Kamala and Joe talking about busing.
I was that little girl, Joe. I was that little girl. They got it the vice presidency, apparently. Nicole Ambrose, Maryland, we appreciate you.
Great chatting.
ESPN 93.5 Sports Headlines. Cardinals lose. Adam Wainwright pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run. If he's trying to get 200 wins, Cardinals are going to have to score some runs because he pitched well enough to win last night. Anyway, Cardinals lose 4-1 to the San Diego Padres. They go at it again tonight. Cubbies lose. Now, we want the Cubs to win for sure because they're really in this thing. They are a wild card team. They're heard on US 105.9, another one of our stations. And we want them to win. They've gotten together a good season. They're playing Milwaukee a couple more nights. Milwaukee beat them last night 6-2. Football Saturday, Brett Bielema. We're playing a bunch of night games.
4 of our first 6, and then, they're kind of just play the games as they play. So, our last 2 week 0 games have been during the day, right? So that was what our first 2 preps, but we prepped a lot at night. So I don't think it's really any different. We practice in the morning now, but we're obviously in tune with what goes on. That we're going to play day games, night games. Penn State games already scheduled at noon. So I don't think for me as a head coach now going to my 15th year, the time of the game isn't such an important task as getting your guys ready to understand what that means, right? Like at night, here in Memorial Stadium, the effect of that stadium is a lot different than maybe next week when we go to Kansas. Just wind can be a factor here that is a little bit more significant, but I don't really see the time of the game being a factor, but more just get our guys ready. I thought we were really fast last night, and now we want to keep that. Our legs were fresh. Guys talk about how good they feel. I think we really want to have that be in full effect Saturday night.
Well, they know how to do it. Brett knows how to do this thing, man. I'm telling you. Did you hear Jay Lehman yesterday? Isaiah Williams was also on the drive. Jay thought, he said anywhere from 5 to 9. Win 5 up to 9 games. And I'm steadfast in saying I just want 6. Anything after that is gravy. But get me to a bowl, please. Because I have been through this for many, many decades. Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh, that's us. I want to go to a bowl every year. And I don't want to hear it if you're tired of the bowl we get, okay? I just want to go to a bowl. You get 15 extra practices. It's huge. Anyway, we're rooting. Everybody is waiting with anticipation. Toledo is a very good football team. They got a quarterback that can embarrass us from the standpoint of, there he goes. Who is that guy? I mean, he's really good, and they're going to win their whole MAC conference. Mid-Atlantic? Is that what they call MAC? Anyway, Toledo's favored to win they're a good team. So we'll see how we handle a good football team Saturday night, 6:30 on Zupke Field inside Memorial Stadium. I don't know what the crowd is. I know 10,000 new people bought season tickets. So it's got to put us, 30 to 40,000, I would hope. Someday we'll be back to that 60 number. It was 76 back when Mike White and all the guys coming back for the weekend to celebrate that Rose Bowl, that 83 season, where we beat every Big Ten team. There's only 10 back in the Big Ten days. There are only 10 teams. We beat all 9. I don't think anybody's ever done that before or since because we weren't playing each other every year. So we beat Ohio State and Michigan both in Champaign. I was at both games, and just amazing. Just what a ride. But now there are 14 going to be 18 teams next year in the Big Ten, and probably 24 someday. Well, I think the SEC and the SEC and Big Ten will be like the AFC, NFC. You're just going to have divisions, and you're going to play for a Super Bowl or something. But good luck to every other conference outside SEC and the Big Ten. Maybe ACC, maybe Big 12. I don't know. I think that it's going to be those guys and the rest. That's the way it looks. And it's $1 zillion. I mean, a zillion. Hey, on Tuesdays, we talk a little pet of the week. We'll do that. We'll talk with Dr. Todd in just a moment. ESPN 93.5. Diane Ducey is not here today. Hopefully back tomorrow. She's feeling a little under the weather. It's 9 before 8.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Evans Saturday. Delightful spell of late summertime weather continuing on in our midst here as we head on through the rest of the work week. Big change in that weather pattern expected over the Labor Day holiday weekend and into the first week to 10 days, perhaps 2 weeks of the month of September. It's a late season heat wave weather pattern across the area. Little if any organized moisture as well. Speaking of an excess of moisture, Idalia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area late night tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, and then skirting the outer banks of the Carolinas and coastal sections too, with wind, high seas, and surf then out to sea. Back this way, there may be a stray shower late this afternoon, early on this evening, otherwise becoming partly cloudy. 81, becoming fair tonight, down to 57. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow, and about 76. Upper 40s and low 50s tomorrow night. Sunday, 77 on Thursday. 83 on Friday. Upper 80s to around 90 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday. Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro, Madison Kirby. How are the puppies? You have a lot of them.
Ooh, we're having a lot of fun. They're at that stage where they're learning about their voices. And so we got little 2.5, 3-week-old puppies that are howling in the morning. And one of them gets going, then they all join in. It's pretty funny.
How about the adult? When the adults hear the puppies howling, do they howl?
Oh, no. The moms come running back to make sure everything's okay. The guys in the kitchen, they're set. Not again.
I'm telling you, never a dull moment. So they'll go home at 8 weeks. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, they. That's really the law in Illinois that they're supposed to be 8 weeks. There's key social times earlier that if people say because they're pretty grown up then, but they need that social experience with their litter mates to get good social skills.
Yeah.
So we're big believers in that part too.
I think I hear the boof in the background.
Oh yeah, he's working. He's got Miss Mandy helping him, and they're having a good time.
Okay. All right. So what's on the streets at Dr. Todd's Pet Pro at Madison Kirby? What are you hearing?
They're too crazy. I'm going to go here. We're seeing a lot of kitty urinary problems right now.
Ooh.
A lot of straining in the litter box and blood in the urine. There's kind of a syndrome out there where we don't fully understand what goes on, and that causes them to form crystals in the urine. And in some cases, in the males, we get blockages even where they can't urinate. And we have to go in and kind of break up the blockage so they can get the urine out. I've had kitties, their bladders actually rupture.
Wow.
If you're not on top of your game and watching for that.
Why are you seeing so many right now? That's unusual, isn't it?
Again, syndrome means we don't understand fully what's going on. It definitely seems to be a seasonal type thing in some degree. Diet control is a big help on that, and there are a lot of foods that list their guidelines for the urinary stuff, but even so, I still see kitties with problems that are on the guideline food. So, we're nowhere. It's been my whole career, and we're still really nowhere on this.
Well, we're puppy sitting for Nathaniel and Allison, so we have a little Cocker Spaniel, and then mixing with little Lovey and Mosey. It's, I want to play. I don't. I want to play. I don't.
Get the ground rules worked out.
I mean, were you just trying to say, okay, they don't want to play with you, right? It's just really interesting how dogs communicate. And then the dogs are saying we don't want to play, and then little Tilly thinks that means you're supposed to play. So anyway, and we're working all that stuff. Darling age, but people that think a puppy is a good present really have to rethink that. This is a lot of work, Todd.
Oh, it's a lot of work. I mean, a lot of responsibility. We won't sell one of our dogs unless everybody's involved. There's no surprises. I mean, you don't call us and say you want to get a puppy for your spouse or your kids.
No.
Everybody has to know, and everybody has to be on board with how much work it is. Yeah. Otherwise, the dog goes out in the backyard on a leash, and nobody ever pays attention to it. Yeah. And that's not right.
Yeah, and it's surprising the hours you put in, but it's so well worth it. I mean, we spent 26 years cumulative with two of your dogs, and man, what an impact they can make. And I was telling somebody the other day, Charlie and Bella would listen to me speak and look at me, and I swear I could have done a seminar. I mean, your dogs have eye contact and just look at you. It's amazing.
Yeah, our dogs love, okay, go get your ball, go get get the raccoon, we'll tell them what toy to go get, and they'll go find it. Sometimes they have to even go upstairs and find it.
That's so funny.
Mr. Blue is the most popular one in our house.
What is it?
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue. Well, they're colorblind. How do they know what color Mr. Blue is?
They know Mr. Blue.
All right, how can people find Todd Likens?
Hey, Taylor's back from vacation, so our text lines are very fast today. 217-355-5051.
Thanks, Todd.
See you guys. Good luck today.
Thank you. ESPN 93.5. No, we love Nathaniel Nellison's dog's awesome. Little Cocker Spaniel puppy. And so puppies, that is not an emotional, you don't do that and just, I'm going to give them as a present. That's just a bad idea. This is a full 24/7. If you've never done puppyhood, then you don't really get it because they're darling on the commercials. But, it takes some training, time, love, patience. But it's so worth it. They become such companions and, Okay, we're done for the hour. Again, PDR Automotive, if you want a complete vehicle inspection, I got you covered. I'll pay for that. So if you have a car, you're thinking maybe I'll sell this, you can get a complete printout, 4 or 5 color pages of what's good, what might need attention in the future kind of thing. Very valuable. Kind of getting a home inspection before you sell. You can do this with your car. I'll pay for that. And then if it does need anything, I'll throw $100 at it and help you. So all you do is go to GoStever.com if you're interested in today's offer. The program where I, Stevie J, happily give you my money so that you might enjoy a great business. PDR Automotive is our featured business today. And again, GoStever.com. You can join and do this and take advantage of all the things we give away every month. We will break and be right back. Stand by.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Illini fans, get ready to join Stevie J Broadcasting at Pia's for our kickoff event after 3 p.m. on Friday, September 1st. The Illini will face Toledo at 6:30 on Saturday. We'll have tickets to the game, coolers, koozies, hats, shirts, as well as jerseys for some of your Illini favorites. The first U of I football game is the 83 Rose Bowl reunion. We're planning on some special guests to join myself, Lonte, and Derek Piper on the air live from Pia's Friday, September 1st as we say, Go Illini. Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, home of their award-winning Honda dealership, a double recipient of the prestigious Honda President's Award. With a legacy of excellence, they offer you the finest selection of Honda vehicles backed by unparalleled customer service. As a 2-time winner, they're committed to exceeding your expectations. Visit them today at Route 45 at Burwash or Sarah, SERRA, Champagne.com. Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. That's sarahchampagne.com.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do. A company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their #1 priority.
Hey, all you backyard chefs and barbecue gurus. Barbecue season is here, and I know that you're anxious to fire up that smoker or grill, but your yard needs mowed. Yes, your wife is getting hangry, but that grass isn't going to cut itself. What's an aspiring pitmaster going to do? Get the world's fastest mower, a Dixie chopper from Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. They carry a full line of Dixie choppers from the Z2 and Beautiful Eagle residential models up to the big Excalibur and classic commercial machines that can mow nearly 8 acres an hour. Get your Dixie chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. This is award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt, and whether I'm cooking low and slow or hot and fast, I always have time to savor the flavor because my mowing time is cut down by Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest mower. Get your Dixie Chopper at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. 217-328-0562.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hurricane Idalia is getting stronger. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
This thing's going to hit us on Wednesday morning. It's going to be a major hurricane.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Fox saying people have a little time left to make preparations. Our track right now has the storm making landfall tomorrow morning along Florida's Big Bend.
Idalia tracking up. It's a Cat 1 right now. Mandatory evacuations in flood zones like where I'm at in the Barrier Islands and some lower level geography pockets. Sandbags are out. They're boarding up businesses and getting ready. They have till about later this evening to get out of these areas. And where I'm at on Clearwater Beach, expected up to 7 feet of storm surge. That is the huge concern along the Gulf Coast.
And storm surge could hit 12 feet in some places. Rare videos released of an American in Russian custody since 2018, accused falsely, he says, of spying, serving a 16-year sentence.
The video shows detained American Paul Whelan wearing a Russian prison uniform and was shot in May by state-controlled news agency Russia Today. Whelan is seen eating in a cafeteria and using a sewing machine. He speaks briefly, telling the Russia Today reporter he can't do an interview, explaining, quote, which means I can't answer any questions.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. California's Attorney General is suing a California school district over a policy meant to preserve parents' rights.
At issue is Chino Valley's, quote, parental notification policy, which alerts the parents of a child's desire to change their gender identity while at school, even if that's against that child's wishes. AG Rob Bonta says the policy essentially lets educators out their students, saying it potentially puts some at risk of abuse, while also violating their constitutional rights and the state's privacy laws. He also accuses the Chino Valley Board of using the policy to, quote, manifest and harbor animosity, discrimination, and prejudice.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. The first not guilty plea from a Trump co-defendant in the Georgia election case comes from Ray Smith. He's an attorney for the 2020 Trump campaign in Georgia. America's listening to Fox News.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam. And Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
A Colorado man accused of killing his wife will be in court today to enter a plea to his first-degree murder charge.
Colorado dentist James Craig is accused of killing his wife, Angela Craig, by lacing her protein shakes with poison before she died in March of poisoning from cyanide and tetrahydrozoline, which is the substance commonly found in eye drops. Police say Craig was having an affair and had searched online for answers to questions such as how to make murder look like a heart attack and whether arsenic is detectable in an autopsy. They say days later, his wife Googled symptoms she was having, including vertigo, shaking, and cold lips. Defense attorneys have suggested Craig, who had previously attempted suicide, had been searching online for ways to kill himself. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Boston's police commissioner tells parents, start doing your jobs.
His frustrating call follows a weekend of violence and unrest underscored by 9 shootings over 2 days during the annual Caribbean Festival. And juveniles running wild through a shopping center, as well as multiple fights downtown between young people. Police Commissioner Michael Cox telling parents of miscreants to get control of their children. The police, he says, are not babysitters. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Hundreds of people got laid off at Farmers Insurance yesterday.
Natural disasters from catastrophic wildfires to devastating hurricanes are driving up costs for insurance companies. And now, Farmers Insurance says it's cutting 11% of its workforce, or about 2,400 jobs. The layoffs are part of a corporate restructuring Farmers says it needs to increase efficiency and to work towards profitability.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. The first 10 drugs targeted for direct price negotiations with Medicare and the pharmaceutical industry are announced by the Biden administration. Those pharmaceutical companies are suing over the negotiation strategy. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. FBI dive team continues to help out the Decatur Police Department. Dive team finished its dive operations at the site southeast of Rees Bridge Road. They recovered a handgun, magazine, ammo from this area. FBI is attempting to recover evidence that's been discarded in the Lake Decatur. Agencies moved to Basin 2 of the lake. Asbestos to blame for staff being relocated from a Champaign fire station. It was discovered earlier in the month by a contractor servicing the water heater at Fire Station 4. The two fire companies that operate out of Station 4 have been temporarily located to Fire Stations 5 and 6. Learning can be difficult for kids and adults who struggle with reading and comprehension. Illinois libraries and community literacy programs are receiving more than $27 million from the Secretary of State's office to help everyone succeed. 14 groups across Central Illinois region receiving money to help address unique needs for people of all ages. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. Appreciate you. ESPN 93.5. We want to check your weather forecast, brought to you by Greg Wolf over at Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. You got an evaluation you need to do on your printing needs. Can you save money? Probably. Greg Wolf, Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. Meteorologist Greg Solier now joining us on beautiful Central Illinois weather. Oh boy, keeping our eyes, my friend, on Adelia, the hurricane moving up the coast. And you said Franklin isn't F before I, so I don't quite understand the logic. F before I, E-F-G-H-I.
Franklin was a hurricane well before anything was named having to do with Adelia.
Okay.
That's why Franklin has been migrating in the open waters of the Atlantic for a while. So that is why the deep. Some folks think it's a deviation, but no, Franklin's been around much longer so far.
Well, you get this is a severe hurricane season potential this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's trumped by the fact that we have El Nino going, strong winds in the open Atlantic basin, wind shear, all that kind of stuff. So we've had a myriad of features that come off the African coast, but they get about midway in the Atlantic and get sheared off because of thunderstorms. Franklin has been one of the exceptions. Now, the farther south and southwest you go, we kind of overcome some of that wind shear. It's much lighter, lesser, virtually non-existent, and all that energy at 90 to 93 degree water temperatures in the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, southwest Atlantic, and the Caribbean. So that's why we've been able to spin up Adelia. And it is a hurricane, 80-mile-an-hour winds, a track northward at about 13, 14 miles per hour. The models are trying to jog this thing a little farther west, but there's more of an eastward run. So I still think it's Tampa, Clearwater, that area that's going to get a direct perpendicular hit, and then right up, probably landfall north and northwest, the actual eye of Clearwater to east and southeast of Panama City in that Big Bend area, probably 4 to 5 on the lower side to 10 inches of rain. Storm surge was going to be the big problem, 8 to 10 feet. And we know what happens on previous storms here a couple of years ago on the Gulf side of things. Then across northern Florida into the Gulf Stream, probably some re-intensification that really could impact coastal Georgia, the Carolinas, with wind and seas and rainfall there. Around here, 64 degrees over at Willard and Savoy. Nice day's worth of weather ahead. We've got an old-fashioned late-season heat wave weather pattern coming here over the holiday weekend next week as well. Up today to a forecast high. Pretty delightful. Should top out to this afternoon to about 81. Slim chance for a shower late this afternoon, early on this evening. Becoming fair the overnight, 57. 76 tomorrow, 77 Thursday. We warm to the lower 80s on Friday, then upper 80s and low 90s Saturday, Sunday. Low to mid 90s Monday through Friday next week. Maybe a thunderstorm mid next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, car thefts in dozens of cities across the United States have really skyrocketed so far this year. According to a new report on crime, motor vehicle thefts are up roughly 34% for the same period last year, underscoring how crime patterns have evolved as the country has emerged from the pandemic. By the numbers of car thefts in the first 6 months of the year, 104% higher same period in 2019, according to the study. He's had over a decade in the insurance industry. Michael Johnson, a.k.a. Big Mike. How are you in Dallas today, my friend?
I am doing good. How about yourself?
Fine. So what do I not need to be driving that people want to steal? I mean, what I need, maybe that old 78 Chevy or something. Nobody wants that. I mean, so what are we thinking here? BMWs? What's the most stolen vehicle?
Right. Well, the most stolen right now, we're seeing an uptick in the Kias and the Hyundai, which, you saw the TikTok video that was out there, kind of showing people the challenge. And, some we got some folks that like to take on the wrong challenges. And they were out there, taking some of the cars, which was making Kia and Hyundai, affecting them as far as the insurance is concerned, and pushing that premium up. So we saw a big time uptick in that. And, to be honest with you, that's the numbers don't lie. So you got to kind of pull back. You got to peel back the layers. What's making people steal cars? Why are they taking more cars than before? I personally believe it's a underlying economy thing. It's tough in some areas. We may not see it, they may not tell you, but when inflation up, cost is high, when times get tough, human beings across the world will start to take things that are not theirs. So we're starting to see a big time uptick in this, affecting everything, and it's affecting insurance costs as well. So,
are they taking it with wiring it, or taking keys that are laying there? How's it work?
Well, it differs from car to car. I think they had the video out and it was telling you how to do it a specific way. You wanted to push button start. That was the kind where it's a little bit harder to take. I know that Kia and Hyundai did they did some security upgrades, which helps stop that. So it just depends. I mean, what you're seeing, a lot of the things that they can take. Cadillac converters were big, because people can take them. They can take them in 5 minutes, go into your car, take the thing for $0 and go sell it for $200-$300, and then unfortunately the market turns back around and sell it to another person for $500. It's just unfortunate. It's human nature in itself, unfortunately, but it does have a tendency to cost everybody, and I do mean everybody when it does that.
Well, everything's up. I mean, inflation's gone nutty, and insurance is going to go up if we have incidents like this all the time. We had a spate of Cadillac converters about a year ago, a whole bunch in Champaign-Urbana being stolen. So,
yeah, and that's across the nation. We saw that, and you got to ask yourself why. Because somebody, it's easy to do. It's a quick come up, so to speak. But they're taking that and they're turning around selling it, and then somebody else is selling it back to us. Nobody says, "Hey, let me see the serial number on that to see if it's." Nobody's going to do that, But unfortunately, it's coming back to no matter who you are, where you are, it's affecting these insurance premiums across the board. So we got to watch that. We got to keep an eye on that, though.
All right, how can people find Michael Johnson?
Hey, BigMikeInsurance.com. Keep it simple. BigMikeInsurance.com. Everybody knows a Big Mike.
Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. All right, thank you. ESPN 93.5. We jump to our morning sports where we are getting ready for football. Brett Bielema at the microphone yesterday, our head football coach at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
These guys have really been a joy to work with. New additions, we had 40 guys going to fall camp that had never been with us through a fall camp. We probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, 25 guys that will take their first snaps as Illinois football players on Saturday night. And a lot of that goes into, obviously their preparation, how they do things, but now to get it all coordinated and kind of play in a way that you need to play to beat a team like Toledo. Toledo's a very good football team, obviously picked to win the MAC again, and Coach Candle has done a tremendous job ever since he took over and has won more games in that league than anybody else. So a very difficult task in front of us. One I think our guys are excited to play.
How about all these night games, Coach?
4 of our first 6, and then they're kind of just play the games as they play. So our last 2 week 0 games have been during the day, right? So that was our first 2 preps, but we prepped a lot at night. So I don't think it's really any different. We practice in the morning now, but we're obviously in tune with what goes on. That we're going to play day games, night games. Penn State games already scheduled at noon. So I don't think, for me as a head coach now going to my 15th year, the time of the game isn't such an important task as getting your guys ready to understand what that means, right? Like at night, here in Memorial Stadium, the effect of that stadium is a lot different than maybe next week when we go to Kansas. Just wind can be a factor here that is a little bit more significant, but I don't really see the time of the game being a factor, but more just get our guys ready. I thought we were really fast last night, and now we want to keep that. Our legs were fresh. Guys talk about how good they feel. I think we really want to have that be in full effect Saturday night.
You want your coach to get you ready, so they're doing a lot of nighttime practicing. You know when it was like 100 million degrees last week? They were practicing, but they have a routine and a procedure that keeps the kids safe. I don't know what they do, but they came out of it just fine. We're ready to go. 6:30 Saturday night. It's Illinois and Toledo at Memorial Stadium playing on Robert Zupke Field. He was a great coach back in the early 20th century. He coached Red Grange. Okay, here we go. If you missed it, Jay Lehman last night on his Monday show. Isaiah Williams also on the show with Lon Tay and Derek Piper. Listen to this.
Isaiah, just for fun, let's say Jay suits it back up and he's playing the mic. All right, you catch a slant, and now you can burn it with the speed and you can shake it as well. Do you just try to outrun him, or you dance with him a little bit before you make your move?
I'll probably dance with him a little bit, just because it's Jay. Just because it's Jay, I'll probably dance with him a little bit, then turn on the burners.
Well, here's the thing: when you're as stiff as me as a Midwest Mike, you got one shot on a guy like Isaiah, and you hope you guess right. You ever see linebackers break down on guys like Isaiah, and it always seems like they go the opposite direction they're supposed to go, right?
Right.
It's because they give you that little dead leg stick in the ground. You know what I'm talking about, Isaiah. You stick it over to the right, and it looks like you give a little head nod that way. I dive there, and then all you hear as a defensive player is the crowd go, "Oh,
we missed him.
He missed a tackle." That's the worst sound for a defender in college football. Like, wow, I missed a tackle in front of my mom and 60,000 fans, and Isaiah just got 8 more yards worth of yards after catch. So I hated guys like Isaiah, especially when they put you at the number 3 receiver. We call that the slot receiver, basically, but the number 3 receiver, and they match up a Midwest Mike like me on him.
Yeah.
Such an unfair match. Wouldn't you say, Isaiah? You probably salivate when you see a guy like me out there.
I ain't gonna say that.
Okay.
But that's one of the things as an OC. Trying to find your receivers to put them in matchups with linebackers, safeties, putting them at number 3. Yeah, that's most definitely something that will be most likely an advantage. But you was a great linebacker, All-American linebacker, also. So.
Well, I appreciate the hype, man. I appreciate, a old guy like me, as 20 years ago, it feels good to see somebody say that, I mean, from a state triple jump qualifier like you.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, you listen Mondays, you're with Jay Lehman from 3 to 4. Isaiah will be on normally after 4. And yesterday just happened, they were both on together, and it was really, really funny and really good. You can podcast it, StevieJay.com. You can go listen to the podcast of the entire interview. It was really, as I say, really, really, really entertaining. Fox Business coming up.
Hey, Class A CDL drivers. Gail Frericks Trucking wants to invite you to join our team and get a taste of what it's like to work with a team that cares about you, your home time, and your professional growth, as well as your paycheck. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstadt inviting you to join us as we continue building the company you would have started if you knew then what you know now. Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. Our drivers are pre-dispatched, make a guaranteed minimum gross pay of $1,200 per week, have paid vacations and benefits, and are home every weekend and sometimes during the week for quality family time. Our openings are limited, so don't miss your opportunity with the top-paying trucking company in the area, Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. The days are getting longer, and our customers are booking us up with freight. Gail Frericks Trucking. 765-793-7131 or email timo@gftlog.com.
Hello again, everyone. That's check weather for Eastern Toronto, Champaign, and Anvis. Saturday, pleasant spell of late August and late summertime weather continuing on in the short term. A big warm up and a pattern shift back into that heat wave weather pattern mode beginning over the holiday weekend and beyond. Otherwise, tropics across areas of the eastern Gulf very active. Idalia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area the next 24 hours or so with heavy flooding, rain, and seas and surf, and then a glancing blow into the outer banks of the Carolinas down through about Myrtle Beach, then back out to a weak weather system through the upper Midwest may generate a shower out here later on this afternoon and evening time. Partly cloudy skies develop. 81 the expected high is 57 tonight. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow. Northeast wind 76, 77, and a sun-filled Thursday into the lower 80s on Friday, upper 80s and low 90s as humidity builds Saturday, Sunday, and the holiday Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Another round of earnings news is showing signs of business holding up, but of inflation and high prices cutting into people's ability to spend. Discount chain Big Lots lost money in the recent quarter, not as much as Wall Street was expecting, and it's seeing some modest improvement in sales. Though Big Lots does say lower income customers don't have as much money for more expensive discretionary purchases. Best Buy sees demand for consumer electronics picking up next year. After 2 years of sales declines, the quarter was better than predicted. Toyota is expecting production at its plants in Japan to resume tomorrow. The company says its system that obtains parts had a problem, though Toyota says the issue was not a cyber attack. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
It had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Hey folks, fall is coming, and so are great deals on the world's fastest mower, Dixie Chopper, at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. They still have some 23 and a select few 22 residential and commercial models at liquidation prices too low to advertise. Whether you're mowing your yard at home or 200 yards commercially, you'll get the best warranty in the business with 3-year bumper-to-bumper unlimited hours or 5-year bumper-to-bumper up to 600 hours that includes the engine, deck, and spindle hub. Go see Andy Bowman at Dedicated Diesel in Urbana for warranty details and best pricing on the world's fastest mower. He's clearing out inventory to make way for the new 24s, and no reasonable offer will be refused. Dedicated diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, that's just off Route 45, 217-328-0562.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Well, it's Sam over at ALS. Sam, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Fine. Okay, tell people what ALS is, otherwise I guess called Lou Gehrig's disease. What is it?
Yeah, Lou Gehrig's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative disease, and it slowly robs the ability to walk, talk, and eventually breathe. Unfortunately, we don't have a cure yet, but that's why we're fighting.
Yeah, this has been like 100 years. I mean, it's devastating, and everyone knows somebody who struggles with this, and I guess, are we making progress?
Since the Ice Bucket Challenge in 2014, we have received a big wave of research funds and attention for the disease, which is fabulous, and we're slowly making progress. It's a really exciting time to be fighting to fight ALS because we're discovering genes, and we're getting closer, and I'm really, really excited to see what's coming next from the research.
But you mentioned focus and attention on it. There's so many ailments out there, and this is one of the really bad ones for sure. But again, it takes funding, it takes research, all the hours the scientists have to put into this thing, and that's no guarantee you get the breakthrough, but you might.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we have to focus on finding a cure, but we also have to take care of the folks who are battling this disease right now. That's why our chapter provides free care services for families in Central Illinois who are facing an ALS diagnosis, such as equipment loaning and support groups and all sorts of free services so that they can focus on what matters, spending time together.
You got something coming up, do you?
Absolutely. We've got a Walk to Defeat ALS on Sunday, September 10th, and we're inviting everybody to come down, no matter how you're attached to the cure or attached to the cause, if you know somebody or if you want to support the community or if you've been personally affected by the disease.
All right.
It's going to be Hessel Park.
Okay, and what park again?
Hessel Park.
Hessel Park, wonderful. Okay, great. All right, so again, this is Sunday, the 10th of September, which is a week from Sunday already. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's coming up soon.
What if people just want to give you money? What would they do, Sam?
Well, they are more than welcome to. We can be found at web.alsa.org/champagne. And we are trying to hit our goal of $55,000, and we're already over a third of the way there. So it's going to be a really exciting day on September 10th to come together as a community and to celebrate the year-long impact that this walk will have.
I appreciate it. And listen, keep up your good work. One more time for the details.
ALSA, you can go to web.alsa.org/champagne and come on, visit, register for the walk or donate, and we're welcome to see you on September 10th.
Sam, thanks for your time. Good work.
Thanks so much.
You betcha. On the Tapman's Towing phone line, Sam with ALS, again, Sunday, September 10. All right, ESPN 93.5, some news coming your way. We're going to catch up with the very latest from this hurricane moving up to Florida by tomorrow morning. I get the latest with Eben Brown standing by in the newsroom in Miami. That's next.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com. Or call Chuck Ruth.
Diane Ducey here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, it's always a good time to sell your home.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, bringing us our Stevie Jay Broadcasting Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
We just celebrate police because they ought to be celebrated, folks. Difference between anarchy and peace. We have Officer Chloe Folks. She is our Law Enforcement Official of the Month. She's at the Urbana Police Department. How do you stay positive when you see the bad guys all the time?
My coworkers, the family, the camaraderie we have, we're all there for each other. Our goal is to make sure everybody gets home safely at the end of the night or the day. It's really just the family atmosphere that keeps me going.
So if you see something not so good, you're able to say, shut it off?
Yeah, you got to have some kind of emotional detachment and separate work from home. It's hard sometimes. We have through EAP and different work things that we can have help us kind of through that. But like I said, it's really my coworkers that get me through it. And, we maintain a positive attitude just so we can help each other get home at the end of the day. And sometimes we face hard things, but we get through it.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, delivering within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana, supporting our Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
Hey, it's Stevie Jay. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie Jay, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer, I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to gostever.com, click accept, gostever.com, click accept. If you're interested, you're getting an email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, gostever.com, click accept, and good luck.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Hurricane Idalia about 300 miles southwest of Tampa. A Category 3 aiming for the Big Bend of Florida.
This thing's going to hit us on Wednesday morning. It's going to be a major hurricane. People need to heed the instructions from their local officials. You still have time this morning and early afternoon to be able to make the preparations that you need to.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Fox and Friends warning of a 9 to 12-foot storm surge, enough to swamp a coastal home. Tampa's airport is closed. Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas in for 5 to 9 inches of rain. Hawaii's Attorney General warning of real estate plunder, telling burned out homeowners in West Maui to report any investors or developers swooping in with offers to buy up their land. The penalty is a year behind bars. The White House wants Americans to get an updated COVID shot. New vaccines roll out in September, haven't been approved. America's listening to Fox News.
Looking for a place to land? Frasca International has cleared the runway. Hi, I'm Kent Dunford, and I've been a part of the Frasca family for over 35 years. Working at Frasca has been a long, enjoyable career and has allowed me to be part of something that truly makes a difference. We directly contribute to safety in the skies worldwide, both commercially and with our military. The culture and atmosphere here at Frasca are family-oriented and flexible, which provides a good work-life balance for everyone. For more information on how you can apply, visit frasca.com/careers.
Back to school at the University of Illinois means a fresh start, new experiences, and the chance to celebrate some of the university's most cherished traditions. One of the greatest traditions at the U of I is Homecoming Week. There will be a 5K on Sunday, October 14th to start the Homecoming Week festivities, a parade on the evening of Friday, October 20th that will end at Grange Grove, and the big homecoming football game against Wisconsin on Saturday, October 21st. For more information on this year's homecoming events, visit homecoming.illinois.edu. Go Illini!
Here's a look at local news. Well, the Dart container plant in Urbana closed by the end of the year. Company said the closure due to declining production value. Around 135 people expected to lose jobs there. That facility has been open since 1972. COVID-19 cases remain low in every county in Illinois. However, the Illinois Department of Public Health reports wastewater surveillance detecting rising COVID activity. The IDPH is closely watching COVID data and also monitoring other respiratory viruses ahead of the fall and winter seasons. The CDC is expected to issue guidance next month and the newly developed COVID boosters for fall. Impact Life hosting its annual blood drive at the Illini Union throughout the week. Organizers deciding to move indoors due to extreme heat conditions. They said a period of low donations caused low inventory for O positive, O negative, B positive, and B negative blood types. Thanks to all those who give blood each year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Delightful spell of late summertime weather continuing on in our midst here as we head on through the rest of the work week. Big change in that weather pattern expected over the Labor Day holiday weekend and into the first week to 10 days, perhaps 2 weeks of the month of September. It's a late season heat wave weather pattern across the area. Little if any organized moisture as well. Speaking of an excess of moisture, Italia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area late night tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. And then skirting the outer banks of the Carolinas and coastal sections too, with wind, high seas, and surf then out to sea. Back this way, there may be a stray shower late this afternoon, early on this evening, otherwise becoming partly cloudy. 81, becoming fair tonight, down to 57. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow, and about 76. Upper 40s and low 50s tomorrow night. Sunday, 77 on Thursday. 83 on Friday. Upper 80s to around 90 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Douglas mini splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. He's been down in Miami for a minute. He is in the newsroom, Fox News Radio. Eben Brown standing by for yet another hurricane. You've done this for a while. You've seen a few of these, huh, Bubba?
Just a couple. Just a couple. Let me see if I I have souvenirs from each of them.
Yeah, I bet you do. And yet, you never can be complacent on this stuff. And this one looks like Adelia looks like, and we're trying to think of women's names, and I'm out of Irene and Isabella, about all I got. So Adelia is what this is.
Yeah.
I don't have all
Idalia, yeah.
Idalia. All right, so what do you see? I mean, it's going to hit tomorrow, and it could be, a 3? It looks pretty tough.
Yeah. So we're looking at an impact of the Florida Big Bend area. So that's kind of north of Tampa, all the way up towards Tallahassee. That whole, basically where the peninsula of Florida meets the Panhandle. Is probably where what they call the landfall. Now, what we're talking about with that is the center of the storm. That's how we track them. But let's not kid ourselves. That's not where this is limited to. As of now, I think this is holding up here. If I hit the refresh button on my screen and I get the latest thing. Yeah, so 160 miles out from the center is the tropical storm force wind field. So this storm is 160 miles out in any direction from that dot on the map. So the storm itself is 320 miles wide. So when we're looking at that dot on the track, on the map, on the cone, and the bump in the bottom of the sea, we're talking about the center, not the whole thing of it. And so some people like to say, well, okay, you're outside the where that cone is. Okay, but the cone is, I'm still within 160 miles of that cone. So therefore, I'm still in the storm. So anyone who is really along the Florida Big Bend all the way down to Tampa Bay, even beyond that, down Sarasota-ish, you're really expecting to get winds, or they are, I should say, expecting to get winds and rain, and the most dangerous thing, the storm surge. This is where the storm pushes the seawater inland, and it also happens to be coming on top of what is known as a king tide. This is a cyclical, normally higher than normal tide, if that makes any sense to you. So the tides are higher, then we've got storm surge, and then we've got rain. So we're looking at like 12 feet of storm surge along the coast, and there's a lot more. There's a lot of people who live there. Now, the Florida Big Bend is traditionally sparsely populated. It's quite rural. But north of Tampa, for the first couple hours worth of driving, you've got pretty dense suburbs that are even more dense now because we've got so many people from Illinois who moved down here over the past couple of years.
Heck yeah. You want to come live in Illinois? Come on, Bucky. You come up here. Come on, man. Hey, listen, this looks, again, a decision has to be made today. Nobody wants to leave, but you got the hours are counting down when you can leave, right?
Right, and so what we're telling people, a lot of these coastal counties, they have issued evacuations mostly for what we call Zone A. It's the most low-lying coastal areas, and those folks don't need to go very far. This is not the kind of situation where they need to get on the highways and try to get to Georgia or something like that. You need to go 10 miles inland, right? Maybe 15. You've got a friend, a relative, a hotel room.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Shelters are open, but those are not the best. I mean, they're there, but they're not very comfortable. But you just got to get out of the way of the rising water. You're not going to outrun wind, so the people who live, 30 miles inland, you don't really have anywhere to go because you're not going to outrun the wind. But we want people to get out of the way of rising water. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, again, we track it with the speculation is hits tomorrow morning in the Tampa area. Still the same?
Probably, again, Tampa area is going to feel it for sure. The center of the storm is probably, as of at least now, going to be north of Tampa, closer to what we call the Big Bend.
Okay.
But Tampa is certainly going to get storm surge. It's going to get wind. It's going to get rain. And in some cases, it might get it a little bit worse depending on where the center of the storm is, because that northeast quadrant of the storm often can be a bit worse.
Evan Brown, fine reporting as always from Miami, Florida, my friend. I appreciate the update. We're tracking it with you.
You got it.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Evan Brown down in Miami, giving us the very latest on Idalia, the hurricane. He's going to hit Florida, looks like tomorrow morning. All right, it's 8:41. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at PDRauto.com. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, bringing us our Stevie Jay Broadcasting Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
We just celebrate police because they ought to be celebrated, folks. Difference between anarchy and peace. We have Officer Chloe Folks. She is our Law Enforcement Official of the Month. She's at the Urbana Police Department. How do you stay positive when you see the bad guys all the time?
My coworkers, the family, the camaraderie we have, we're all there for each other. Our goal is to make sure everybody gets home safely at the end of the night or the day. It's really just the family atmosphere that keeps me going.
So if you see something not so good, you're able to say, shut it off?
Yeah, you got to have some kind of emotional detachment and separate work from home. It's hard sometimes. We have through EAP and different work things that we can have help us kind of through that. But like I said, it's really my coworkers that get me through it. And, we maintain a positive attitude just so we can help each other get home at the end of the day. And sometimes we face hard things, but we get through it.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, delivering within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana, supporting our Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. This Labor Day weekend, it's your time to save more than ever before on flooring, furniture, and accessories. Choose Mohawk waterproof luxury vinyl floors or durable Mohawk Revwood, and the installation is half off. Buy Mohawk carpet, and the installation is free. Choose from today's best colors and styles, including exceptionally durable Mohawk Smart Strand carpet. And during our Labor Day sale, you'll also get up to a $1,000 rebate on Mohawk carpets and floors. Then shop our amazing selection of furniture, rugs, and accessories. It's all buy one, get one half off. Plus, now you can buy it all with special 2 years free financing. You'll always find unmatched service from our family-owned business. If you're ready to start a project, we're here for you. Don't miss our Labor Day sale through Monday only at Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Open Labor Day 10 to 5.
No matter what, it takes a great team to win. And in Fairbury, Aftershock Decals and Design wins consistently. And it's the all-star team that makes it happen. Do you have what it takes to be a part of this winning team? Aftershock Decals and Designs is recruiting. If you are looking to join this all-star team and you have 2 years of experience in either graphics design or wrap installations, we want you. AftershockDD.com/jobs. Aftershock Decals and Design is an equal opportunity employer. That's a wrap. Get noticed.
Kurt Lehman, good man, up in Fairbury. He just had another baby. I think they have 3 children now. Way to go, Kurt. Good work. Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group has partnered with Moore's Rescue Ranch and Vermilion County Animal Shelter for a pet adoption event coming up September 9, a week from Saturday. It'll be from 1 to 4. Just stop by Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group. They're at 1608 Broadmoor Drive. Beautiful building. Saturday, September 9, 1 to 4. You can adopt a wonderful pet and give a pet hope and excitement. All pets need homes that are out there waiting for you. But you get to go pet them, which is dangerous, as we all know, but it's fun. And you'll enjoy getting to know some great animals that could need your help. Moore's Rescue Ranch, Vermilion County Animal Shelter, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, Saturday, September 9, from 1 to 4 at their building, 1608 Broadmoor Drive in Champaign. All right, check your sports headlines. The Cardinals lose 4-1. Adam Wainwright pitched well enough to win, just couldn't get any support for him. Cardinals are 5 out of 45 with runners in scoring position in the last 50 at bats. Not so good. Not so good. Cubs lose to Milwaukee 6-2. Cubbies got to win. Got to beat Milwaukee. Got to stay in that wild card hunt. But they got beat. And Illinois football getting ready for Saturday.
These guys have really been a joy to work with. The new additions, we had 40 guys going to fall camp that had never been with us through a fall camp. We probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, 25 guys that will take their first snaps as Illinois football players on Saturday night. And a lot of that goes into, obviously their preparation, how they do things, but now to get it all coordinated and kind of play in a way that you need to play to beat a team like Toledo. Toledo's a very good football team, obviously picked to win the MAC again, and Coach Candle has done a tremendous job ever since he took over and has won more games in that league than anybody else. So a very difficult task in front of us. One I think our guys are excited to play.
Brett Bielema, Illinois football coach. We are all excited to see the team. What do we look like? How are we going to do? We're playing a very, very good football team, and Toledo expected to win their division, the MAC, their conference. We'll see. They got a very good quarterback, and they're a very good team. So we have 3 tough games. At Kansas is going to be hard, and then home Penn State, they're ranked 7th. So a pretty good, challenging start to a season. We're going to see what we've got. That's sports. Don't forget, Friday, we're going to be live at Pia's, broadcasting live. The boys will be out there. The number 1 sports bar and girls, Pia's in Champaign on West Springfield. Live radio show and DJ Diane Ducey. 3 to 5 for the radio. Diane 5 to 8 with celebrity guests and raffles. The 83 team is back. 40th anniversary of that 84 Rose Bowl. Amazing team in 1983 where we went 10-1. We lost to Missouri and won the next 10. Pretty cool, and I remember it well. Anyway, we have a lot of players coming back for that, people that worked with that team. Mike White's supposed to be coming back, the head football coach at the time. But we'll be live at Pia's 3 to 5 Friday afternoon with Illinois football tickets. We'll be giving away tickets, so plenty of opportunity on Friday afternoon live from Pia's with Lon and Derek.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. This Saturday, pleasant spell of late August and late summertime weather continuing on in the short term. A big warm up and a pattern shift back into that heat wave weather pattern mode beginning over the holiday weekend and beyond. Otherwise, tropics across areas of the eastern Gulf very active. Idalia making a run into the Florida Big Bend country area the next 24 hours or so with heavy flooding, rain, and seas and surf, and then a glancing blow into the outer banks of the Carolinas down through about Myrtle Beach, then back out to sea. A weak weather system through the upper Midwest may generate a shower out here later on this afternoon and evening time. Partly cloudy skies develop. 81 the expected high is 57 tonight. Sunshine, big cooler tomorrow. Northeast wind 76, 77, and a sun-filled Thursday into the lower 80s on Friday, upper 80s and low 90s as humidity builds Saturday, Sunday, and the holiday Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com or call Chuck Ruth. Hey folks, fall is coming, and so are great deals on the world's fastest mower, Dixie Chopper, at Champaign-Urbana's only dealer, Dedicated Diesel, at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. They still have some 23 and a select few 22 residential and commercial models at liquidation prices too low to advertise. Whether you're mowing your yard at home or 200 yards commercially, you'll get the best warranty in the business with 3-year bumper-to-bumper unlimited hours or 5-year bumper-to-bumper up to 600 hours that includes the engine, deck, and spindle hub. Go see Andy Bowman at Dedicated Diesel in Urbana for warranty details and best pricing on the world's fastest mower. He's clearing out inventory to make way for the new 24s, and no reasonable offer will be refused. Dedicated Diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, that's just off Route 45, 217-328-0562. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the lawn mowing business or something, you probably want to check out Dixie Chopper, Dedicated Diesel. You're just driving past Farm and Fleet, you'll go to Triumph Drive, turn left as you're headed north. And yeah, the numbers on these I can't say. But if you want a fast mower that they can service and everything, yeah, I'd be looking at this because you're going to cut so much time out of your mowing. These things can fly. It's amazing. I went out there and saw them, and I want one. I want that. I do want that. All guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Jim Hampton at Tapman's Towing, great guy. Great businessman, great company, Tapman's Towing. Okay, so the boys are on this afternoon, 3 to 5. Again, Lonte, Derek Piper getting into the week. They'll have more Brett Bielema tape tomorrow on the program. Brett Bielema will be on the show with us live at 8, just after 8 o'clock news and weather. And we'll ask him the kind of questions he doesn't get asked. When he does our show, we tend to ask questions that reporters don't ask, which is a good thing. It's different. Diana asks about the kids. I'll ask some wacky questions that he doesn't get because that's kind of how my brain goes. But the guy can coach. He's really good at this. I'm excited about the season. I simply want a bowl team. I'm not looking to win anything else but a bowl opportunity. I really think it's important. We got more interest, more people buying seats. It'll be more fun with more people in Memorial Stadium. Just get me to 6. That's all I want. I just want to be 5 bowl eligible, I guess, but let's go to 6. Go to a bowl somewhere. If we get 10, great. But last year kind of exceeded all expectations, and now there are expectations, and things get a little winky wiggy when people expect stuff, and we could lose some games here early for sure. Let's just see. We'll see how the quarterback looks. Let's just see. I'm looking forward to seeing my team. It'll be really fun. All right, back tomorrow. Again, Ed Martin, Brother Johnny at 7:30. Brett Bielema at 8 tomorrow morning. And Stever is PDR Automotive. Go to gostever.com. You can check it out. It's a program where I give you my money and you get to spend it. Thank you for listening. We'll meet you back on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. I'm Stevie Jay. Enjoy your day. What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is a company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana. They make you their #1 priority.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Looking for a place to land? Frasca International has cleared the runway. Hi, I'm Kent Dunford, and I've been a part of the Frasca family for over 35 years. Working at Frasca has been a long, enjoyable career and has allowed me to be part of something that truly makes a difference. We directly contribute to safety in the skies worldwide, both commercially and with our military. I've been afforded the opportunity to witness firsthand how our products impact our customers through my years of travel. The culture and atmosphere here at Frasca are family-oriented and flexible, which provides a good work-life balance for everyone. We are currently accepting applications for the following engineering positions: software, aeronautical, mechanical, and field service engineers. We also have positions available for composites and fiberglass technicians. electrical design associates, and project manager. Are you ready to take off? For more information on how you can apply, visit frasca.com/careers.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
Curtis Orchard, Randy explains.
So this is the time of year that we're looking for enthusiastic, energetic employees for our family business. Our employees enjoy each other's company. They enjoy interacting with the public. So we're looking for some capable, friendly, enthusiastic young people and older people alike who want a part-time job to be employees for the season. It means a lot to us that our customers are like family and our employees are like family. We have a lot of employees that have been with us 15 to 20 years. They come back every year, and it's because we all like working together. We all enjoy working together, and even though it gets really frantic in the fall, if you've ever been out there on a fall weekend, you know what I'm talking about. It's just wonderful to get to know your customers, your community, and be able to serve them. So we want friendly people who have the same values that we have, which is caring for people and giving them a great experience while they're out at the farm. You can visit curtisorchard.com and apply online today.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.